There are several jQuery event handlers are available to handle various events associated with mouse or a keyboard or from a form or from the page related. Say we'll discuss some of the most common ones. Like mouse related is something like click or double click a button or simply click on a page or a hover over a element or mouse leave, mouse entry, all those events we will discuss. And in the part 2 of this we will discuss about the keyboard events like key up, key down, what are the events that triggered, and what we should, when we should use a key down and when you should use a key press, and how to capture the arrow events if you are a game developer. Then similarly you can see that there are form component which are very important for the validation purposes. Say moment someone clicks the input box, you want to display a help message, or one moment someone has entered his user id, you want to check whether he has entered it perfectly or all the conditions he has met or not. So moment he moves out of the text box, the blur event triggers. So this will discuss in the part 3. And similarly in the page related, whether when the page is resized or page is loaded or you are scrolling, there are events which triggers this. We'll discuss this. First we'll start with our mouse related events. Visit this URL and copy the basic jQuery structure. Let's paste the code here. We'll go for a click event of a button. So we'll create a button first. Button id is equal to, let's say, b1. You can give anything, say my button, and we'll close this. Now let us come to our jQuery section. Here we'll add the click event. First the selector, this id is b1, so we'll write it b1 selector dot click our function. Now let us write the code inside this. So within this, whatever we will write will be our will execute on click of the button. So let us display a message. So what we will do, we will create a div tag, div id is equal to d1. Let us display the message inside this div. So we'll again go for the selector. The message is d1. So HTML. Now I will say a click event. You can write anything you want. This is the message we want to give once the button is clicked. So that's all our code. We'll start with this basic code. I am saving this, coming here, refreshing, my button is appeared. Let me click this. Yeah, click event happened. Now this is a button, that's why you are selling the click event. It can happen to a radio button, a checkbox, even a blank. If I'll remove the your button also, anywhere in the document, if I click, I'll my click event will happen. So there is a tutorial on a button. In that, variety of click events are explained with a group of buttons, with a single button. All this you can read that our tutorial on functionality of the button using jQuery. You will get it. Now let us slightly extend this. Say the click event not necessarily will you always use a ID. Let us use a class also. We can use a class to access a group of buttons, whatever is clicked. Now let me copy and use this, but I will, before that, let me declare a class. Class is equal to my class. Let's say you can give any name, my class. Now this one I will copy, paste. Now one more, fine. But here IDs I will change, but see that I have kept the same class name. Okay, now any button, now for differentiating I will make it button 1. Now this is my this will be my button 2. Now this is my button 3. Fine. Now let me, now the selector is changed. Now no more its ID. Any one button I click, that it should. So I am using a class selector, my class. So any element having the class my class is clicked, this code will be executed. Let's save this. refresh this. Fine, I click this button, click event happened. So any button I click having the class my class, this click event will happen. Now similarly you can see that we can create a group of radio buttons. This radio button in place of button also you can see a radio button. Let's try once with a radio button. Input type is equal to radio, name is equal to let's say R1, and value is equal let's say 1. Let me close this. Okay, I will now value, now I will be giving a class to named. Class is equal to my class, value is 1. So you know a group of radio button will have same name, so we are keeping the name same. Let me first paste this, then I will change this. Now let me change to 2. Now let me change this to 3. There is a tutorial on radio buttons, how to capture the values, IDs and names, all things. You can see our tutorial on radio buttons, you will get it. Here just understand how the click event works on the radio button. Now this is how we have kept the same name. So my class click event, you can do that, but since it is a radio button, we will slightly change this. This also obviously because based on the class. Let's first try this. So I have saved this now. Let me refresh. You can see anyone because the message is continuously coming. Let me refresh again. I am clicking the third one. It is okay. But usually we will access the radio button in a selector, will be changing it. You can read all the details in our radio button tutorial. We will understand double click now. Slightly change it. We will go back to our button now. Let us button ID is equal to B1. Let us say my button. Fine. Now I am giving ID is V1 button. So because I used ID here, so let me change this. This selector will be B1 now. Now in the B1 I will use double click, dblclick. Now in the message also I will write it double click event happened. Let's save this, refresh. Okay, fine. Now first let me give a single click. Now nothing has happened. Now let me double click it. Double click event has happened. So suppose we may require that any one of the either double click or click, that should trigger the or fire my events. So how I will do that? For that, let me just use bind in that double click space click. Now this is over function. Now double click or single click event happened, anything. So I am writing it there. Now let me save this, refresh this. Okay, let me first single click it. Okay, it's giving. Now let us check the double click, refresh. Okay, double click event happened. So any one click or double click will trigger this code. But let us find out which one has acted actually. Say it was a single click or it was a double click. So for that we will introduce which. Now function attribute e dot type. We go to type now. So what type of event has happened? So at the end in the string we will add this message. So that should tell us. I have saved it, refreshed it. Now let me do a single click. Type is, you can see this part is coming dynamically. Now let me change it to a double click. Yeah, so this is giving me a double click now. Now let me do again a single click. Yeah, so this is how we will understand how a double click event or a single click event works. We will understand the hover event now. You watch my mouse. So whenever this mouse enter into my div area, the color will change. After entering, once it leaves the area, the color will again change. So there are two functions which are executing. We'll see that. Watch my mouse, I am entering into the element now. The color is blue now because I have entered into it. Now I will leave this div tag or this element, so the color will again change. Now the color has changed to yellow. I have set it when it enters it was blue, when it leaves it is yellow. We'll understand how this hover event works. So we'll remove the button now, and in our div tag we'll see the background, the color will change. So I have written this here. Now because it's a button we are removed, let us go for D1, the selector or the hover button, sorry, the element here. Now in this we will hover, will change this. Now hover function, directly we are writing the function here, remove this, fine. Now what happens once this function is removed? So we'll change the background color. So let us remove this line. Now we'll define the selector D1 over CSS. Now we are changing the background. What property we are changing? Background color. Now put it, let us make it blue. So D1 CSS background color book. Even with this single function also entry we can check it. Let's see. I am saving this. Now I am refreshing. It should, the color will change. Yeah, you can see the background becomes blue. Now we have not added the mouseleave function. Now we'll add that part. What happens when a mouse leaves? So what you will do, we'll put a function, one more function here, function. Now it is here. We'll write the our code for the when the mouse leaves. So we'll say that fine. Let's select it again as D1. We have CSS, again background color, let us say yellow. You give it your own color. So that's all. So these two functions, first one will on entry, second one on an exit. So let's save this. Now refresh this. So and this part, in this part we will come to first blue. Now I am leaving, it's become yellow now. So the once I am leaving it, the second part of the function gets executed and its color changes to yellow. Now let us slightly change it. We know this will pick up whatever color I give. I am giving it to red. So let me refresh, red. Now once I leave it, it became yellow. Let us understand mouse move and mouse out functions. We'll remove the everything now from here. Okay, the same selector. Now mouse move. Whenever mouse comes to function, now let me find. So here I will okay, D1. Now message should be okay, the same message will display it over that. So what will be selecting the D1 again, D1. Now HTML. Now it is mouse move in. Inside you are moving the mouse. Okay, whatever message you want to give, you can give. Now with this one also we can check it. Now let's save and refresh this. The color will change. Okay, it's no more a color will change. This message should change. Yeah, mouse move in. Okay, fine. This remains even I move out because I have not so far coded the mouse out function. So let us add that. Now let me add here. Okay, what I will do, I will just copy this part. Why to type it again? Control C, Control V. Now mouse move out. Okay, mouse move, mouse out. I have changed the move to out now. Mouse out, that HTML should tell me that mouse move out. Now let me save this, refresh. Okay, I am bringing my mouse here. Mouse move in. Now I am going out. Mouse move out. Now again I am coming. Mouse move in. I will put the cursor this way. I am coming in, so move in. Now I am going out. Again move in, move out. Let me refresh this. Now move in, move out, move in. So this is how my mouse move function and my mouse move and mouse out will work. Let's understand mouse enter and mouse leave. Slightly the div area, slightly change the text here. Area here. Okay, fine. Now we'll change the functions. Mouse, now we'll make it mouse enter. Here we'll write it mouse enter in. Okay, now mouse, this will mouse leave. So leave. Leave is there. Now mouse leave or out both, so that we can see the difference here. Mouse enter in, mouse leave out. So the functions is mouse enter, mouse leave now. So let's save this, refresh, slightly text we have changed the div area. Now we should see that this is mouse enter in. Now I am mouse leave out. Again bringing in mouse enter in and then mouse leave out, again enter in. So you can see this the mouse enter and mouse leave function. We'll try to capture now the position of the mouse. Now for that we'll use the click event. Again at the beginning we have discussed that it is not necessary that you click event should happen on a button, it can happen on the document also. So we'll use that. We will first check we have a div element to display. Now let us change this part. We'll start writing. Okay, this is the event for the document, so we'll write a document. Anywhere we are clicking in the document, click. Now let's say function. Now click function we are writing. Okay, document click. Fine, the click function is anywhere in the document. If it is clicked to this function will be triggered. Now there is a div tag to display. Now we'll use that. Handler is has d1. Okay, in this we'll display a message. Your position X. Now let's see what happens. Okay, we'll add now. This is plus event page X. Now this should tell me the X position, or X is my horizontal position. Fine. So let's save this, at least this position. Let us try and see how it is working or not. Now I am refreshed. The div area is here. Now let me just click here. You can see I have 148 is my position from the left. Now I am slightly moved towards right and clicked. It's 222. Now again I am coming this side, clicking. It's 96. Coming my mouse. What's my mouse? It's 6. So I am coming to the left edge. It's 6. I will bring it here. Okay, 300. So is capturing my X position or horizontal position. Now let us just add to this code here the Y position also. So again it's a string, so we are using a plus. Now let us write position Y. I will again add the string here. String is event page. You might have guessed it's page Y. So now that should tell me position Y. Fine, let's save this. Now refresh this. I am clicking here. You can see the Y position is 128. Now I am moving to my right and top. Now both should change. So Y position is decreasing. Rather, if I'll come close, Y position is 9. So I am going up. So it starts vertically 0 from the top and increases towards down. You see my Y position is increasing. 226, it is increasing y position as I am going down. My x position will change when I am moving horizontally. X position, okay, slightly y also is changing because I am moving vertically also. So this is how we will capture x y positions of our mouse. So this is all the important events associated with mouse we have discussed. Now next part we will discuss the event associated with the keyboard, like a key press, key up, key down, all those things, and what are the keys and which type of event will capture, and what you should use, what you should not use. We will discuss in that in next part.